From the Marina to the Maxi, the Austin 1100 to the Triumph 2000, there was once a division that could take some of British Leyland's most modest ordinary cars and apply years of competition experience, unlocking their true potential. Taking lessons learned from Monte Carlo, Sebring and Le Mans and applying them to your very own car. This is the story of British Leyland's powerhouse, BL Special Tuning or Leyland ST. From Maxis taken to the maximum, mysterious four-wheel drive minis, and cars like the Marina ST, an aerodynamically enhanced Morris that aimed to make an ordinary coupe extraordinary. Hello everybody and welcome to this video. If you're not subscribed already, please make sure to do so. It really does help me out and you get to see more of this. More cool history videos and more projects like 2600R, my Rover SD1. Do you have any British Leyland memories or any memories of British Leyland tuning? Let me know in the comments below, and which one of these cars is your favourite? Mine is easily the V8 Marina. Make sure to like the video if you liked it, but without further delay, let's get into the world of British Leyland tuning. First, it's important to look at the history behind the badge that to some represented the holy grail of the Leyland car. The story of special tuning starts long before British Leyland, with BMC. In the early 60s, BMC were killing it. The 1100 and 1300 were defining the modern motor car for a newly renewed Britain. As output rose, trading profits doubled, from £10 million to £20 million in 1963. BMC's competitions department, meanwhile, were also winning, and they would win big. When, on the 21st of January 1964, the Mini Cooper S won the Monte Carlo for the first time, driven by Patrick Hopkirk and his co-driver Henry Liddon. The small British car had done it, the underdog had won. A new era was emerging, an era where modifications turned seemingly normal cars into road-going monsters. In 1961, Downton Engineering emerged, making a mini-ton bomb, a 100-mile-per-hour Mini born in a sleepy Wiltshire village. The new market of tuning and conversions of ordinary cars was surging into the mainstream. BMC's competitions department saw an opportunity, and in 1964 BMC Special Tuning was created, sharing the Abingdon HQ with MG, an extension of the incredible competitions division to sell kits, guides and complete conversions. At first, their efforts were primarily focused on the Mini Cooper, with the Mini Cooper S ST being their primary focus, with a 1275cc A-series engine in stage 1 tune producing 100 brake horsepower. A series of guides were then published for each car in the range, but the guides themselves weren't simple catalogues, with a complete set of lessons learned from the competitions department being available to the end customer to be applied to their own car, with guides from gear ratios to valve timings. In 1968, BMC Special Tuning would expand their offering to the smaller capacity A-series engines. That same year, BMC and Leyland would merge to form the behemoth British Leyland Corporation. This is usually the part of the video where I say things started to go wrong, but this time it didn't. BMC Special Tuning then became British Leyland Special Tuning, and thanks to their expanded range of cars, a large distribution network inherited from all the brands absorbed, the stage was set for the ultimate British Leyland road car tuning department. 2 years later, the results of their work debuted. In 1970, Autocar travelled to Abingdon to try the latest modified BL cars. The Morris 1800, a more lively take on the Land Crab. A more mild take on the special tuning cars, but proving they could take any car and improve it from tasteful to extreme. The 1800 had two 1/2-inch SU carbs fitted and a new exhaust, adding 5 brake horsepower. The conversion cost £43, which is around £671 today. The Maxi was next. Two 1/2-inch SU carburetors and a new exhaust with a tubular manifold, taking the Maxi to 80 mph in 12 seconds, down from its original 22. A remarkable Mini was also created, a 1275 GT with registration SOH 886H, a spectacular Mini fitted with competition hydroelastic suspension, with progressive rate bump stops. For engine modifications, a polished cylinder head with extra head studs was installed. The block would also see oversized pistons fitted. Twin carburetors were installed, a lightened flywheel and a close ratio gearbox. This made the Mini, as described by Autocar, uncomfortably fast. Kits and conversions based on these cars would be offered to the public with accompanying plaques and graphics. That same year, disaster would strike in the competitions department, putting the entire operation in jeopardy. An explosive failure. A Rover P6 was produced for Group 2 racing by the BL competitions department. This was its last chance. BL management were failing to see the importance of such a department, so this was the final chance to prove their worth. With strangled resources and internal struggle, a Rover P6 was entered into the Marathon de la Route, an 84-hour race that would test the best of the best. The P6 registered JXC 808D would be entered with disastrous results. After beating out the Porsche 914 GT, setting a 13-minute lap time compared to the Porsche's 17 minutes, the car would begin to fall apart. 15 hours into the race, the gearbox casing cracked, snatching defeat from the jaws of victory. The P6 then retired 3 laps ahead of the Porsche. The high-profile failure was the last straw for the BL chairman Donald Stokes, and in late August of that year, BLMC formally announced the closure of the competitions department. In spite of this, Leyland Special Tuning would survive and continue to run a limited unofficial competitions department, running the X-Works competitions department Triumph 2.5 PI rally cars and the Morris Marina 1.3 cars under various guises. In 1970, British Leyland Special Tuning would enter their golden era, producing some of the most incredible cars, kits and guides, becoming the holy grail of BL tuning, now under the management of Basil Wales. The company would then build a masterpiece, a Mini like no other, a 4-wheel drive Mini built in less than 2 weeks, a true showcase of engineering talent. The 4-wheel drive system was derived from an experimental Mini Ant, which was a serious take on the Mini Moke becoming a British Army issue vehicle. The car was based on the 1275 GT and was the only 4-wheel drive Mini built by the Abingdon-based division, creating a one-off to win the 1971 Lyddon Rallycross. The Clubman body shell had a lengthened bonnet to better accommodate the ultimate 1293cc engine, with a cross-flow aluminium head and 4 Amel carburetors. The car would go on to win, as intended. In 1977, the Mini was sold on to a private owner, being converted back to front-wheel drive for the 1978 season after the ban on 4-wheel drive cars. This car would be rebuilt with its original parts in 1999. The car would be sold to a private collector again in 2003 for £15,000. This one-off Mini still survives today. Thanks to this success, British Leyland Special Tuning would see a surge in conversions for rallycross, with Marinas and Maxis being commissioned for private customers. However, one Morris would become a monster. A Marina Coupe would be converted for rallycross with a Rover V8 engine in 1973 for Lyddon Hill. The car was registered WOK 107J. Its location is currently unknown. Meanwhile, the road cars were also taking off, with over 30 locations offering special tuning kits. The new range was launched, with nearly every car in the 1972 British Leyland model range and tuning guides being produced for each. The ability to unlock the true potential of any British Leyland car was now in the driver's hands. The fitting of these kits wouldn't invalidate your warranty either, with little risk to the owner. The kits and conversions would continue to grow in popularity. BL Special Tuning would undergo substantial changes in 1974, with now 42 stockists across the country and a new office in Abingdon. It would be rebranded Leyland ST. The kits would also be rebranded, with stages 1, 2 and 3 being replaced with the Plus packs A, B and S, with a new emphasis on fuel efficiency in packs A and B. To demonstrate this new brand of tuning, Leyland ST would create a Morris Marina with a beard. The Morris Marina 1.8 SDL ST, a Marina with an aerodynamic pack developed with the help of Myra's wind tunnel. The Marina was kitted with 3 aerodynamic additions, a front spoiler with fog lamps, a hooped wing above the rear window to work in conjunction with the upswept boot lid to reduce base drag. This produced a measurable improvement to the Marina's handling and a 2 mph boost in its top speed, taking it to 100 miles an hour. In the mid-70s, Leyland ST's new range would include the newly launched Princess and Allegro with a comprehensive list of options, from a Leyland ST key fob to twin HS8 carburetors and sump shields. A new emphasis on performance by application was also included, with towing by Leyland ST. This was a series of catalogues offered with upgrades and kits to improve the car's towing capabilities, condensing the larger catalogues into simple, tailored ones. Unfortunately, as Leyland ST grew, British Leyland would go from bad to worse. British Leyland, and by association Leyland ST, was now in big trouble. A campaign of streamlining and cost-cutting would take place, which would be the beginning of the end for the Special Tuning division. 1980 would see a dark day in MG and British Leyland's history, the last days of Abingdon. With its closure in October of that year, this would leave Leyland ST without a home. The Metro Plus was the final project for Leyland ST, now rebranded as Plus Parts. The car included the following modifications, as well as some period-correct graphics. A 1275cc A+ engine with oil cooler and Weber 45 DCOE carburetor, alloy sump and fuel tank guard, twin SU electric fuel pumps, Yan Speed exhaust system, jackknight quick rack and drive shafts, straight cut gearbox and drop gears, Britax 3-point harnesses, and a limited slip differential. This car was the complete package. But these weren't all the modifications. I covered more of these in my Metro video, which is linked below. A last hurrah for the special tuning department would then take place. A mysterious ST Metro was also produced, believed to be the last of the line, the final ST car to come out of Abingdon. A twin-cam 16-valve A-Series engine, which apparently at the time was the most powerful A-Series ever produced, was fitted, being fed by twin Weber DCOE carburetors. This Metro debuted at the London Motor Show in October 1980, the same month Abingdon closed, marking the end of an era for Leyland ST. There is one unsung hero that needs to be covered. Through all of those years, a common thread would be woven through each year of the Special Tuning Division. From the original BMC Competitions Department in January 1955, through to the late 70s in the dark days of British Leyland and the closure of Abingdon. This unlikely hero is the BMC Mobile Training Unit. These would be manufactured from October 1959 onwards, using the BMC coach chassis. Designed by Pininfarina, they were a brilliant mascot to carry the Special Tuning Division through the decades. Several of these units were converted to transporters, featuring prominently at events throughout, as the glue that bound the logistics of the operation together, providing transport to events and even ending up as an iconic mascot. There were many of these units made, with several surviving on display and in private collections. Unit 01 even came up on eBay recently. BMC Special Tuning 60 years ago put the power of tuning into the driver's hands, and in conjunction with Downton Engineering and many other iconic firms, helped build the template for car tuning today. British Leyland Special Tuning would bring these to mass market throughout their range. If you are especially lucky, you may find a kit at an auto jumble or even a fully converted car for sale. Although the days of British Leyland Special Tuning are now long gone, it lives on in the industry it helped build today, and may have later inspired Austin Rover Special products, builders of some of the craziest everyday British cars of the late 80s, like the MG Maestro Turbo. BL Special Tuning is one of those mysterious parts of British Leyland that is rarely covered. I'd like to thank the incredible group on Facebook dedicated to it and the competitions department for being such a valuable resource. Let me know what you'd like me to cover in my next video, but as always, thank you for watching, keep watching, and remember to subscribe for more of this, and I'll see you in the next one.